What's up, everybody? Just Max Chuckin here on a new game of the channel. We're trying out Farm Sim 25. We are currently on I think it's called the Maytag map. It's a modded map. It looked fairly flat. I'm not sure what all we got going on, but we're doing a start from scratch playthrough. We currently don't own anything. And my main goal during this playthrough is to start a successful cow farm. That's what I'd like to do. The vehicle shop is here. We're at the vehicle shop currently. I'd like to buy something semi close by. And we're also going to check and see what exactly is planted and stuff right now. So let's take a look at that real quick. I would prefer something like grass, honestly, because we're going to need grass. 112 isn't too far away. We could make a little cut right here and be there. Green beans, I'm not too sure about. Canola isn't a terrible one. I think that would be a good cash crop. What about these? These look decent. Are all these grass? Okay, cool. These are all grass. They're right around the corner. They're not terribly far away. I think we could buy a few of them. See, two of those together, that's 150. We only got $500,000 starting out. I'd rather not get loans and stuff like that. I'm not going to be against leasing equipment, but my quote unquote stipulation to this playthrough is I'm not allowed to do contract work that I don't own the equipment for already. So, for example, if I had a tractor, a plow, I don't necessarily need a weight, but if I had a tractor and a plow, I could go do 17 and make the money that way. That's going to be my stipulation of that. Like I said, leasing is on the table. I don't foresee having to lease too much. Another thing I'm thinking about, got sidetracked. 154 is empty and 153 is empty. These could be where we start our cattle pens. We're going to be doing meat cows. So I know I'm not very experienced with this game, but I do know that they need hay and they need grass maybe. They need, I think that's what they need. I know there's something called TMR or something like that I don't think is very important. It doesn't help a lot with like money wise and stuff. It's almost a waste of time. But I do know that grass is going to be our main priority. So with that being said, I think I'm going to buy both of these pieces of land right here, which means we're also going to be needing some grass cutting equipment and baling equipment and something else I'm sure that I cannot think of right now. So we're going to go ahead and check out. This is already starting out good. So go ahead and check out the discount store. That's the word. This looks like a mower. This is a mower. Is this a front mower or a rear mower? Wrong button. Let's go here. We're going to go down to, I think there's a grass cutting section. Yep. So looking at this, I'd like to assume that that's probably a front mower. I don't know how to tell for sure. 14,000 versus 6,000. I mean, that's a big weight difference. Not weight difference. Sorry, I was looking at 1.3 tons. That's a big price difference. What is the difference between these two? This one's bigger, and it's only $500 more, whereas this one's bigger and it's double the price. So what I'm thinking is we might could do something like this right here, this combo, because I'm pretty sure this is a front mower. Does it say in any way, shape, or form that this is a front mower? I think what we're going to have to do is just risk it for the biscuit and go ahead and buy it. We're going to buy that for $6,700. We also need a tractor. A tractor. So what we're going to be looking at is probably one of these. And more than likely, we are going to be looking at this one. Not necessarily, because this one, which one's got more horsepower? This one's got more horsepower. And they're the same speed. So what we could look at doing for another $9,500, we could get a 195. We probably won't do that just yet, but I do want to make sure we get front loader attachments. We also want to make sure that's probably it. How does this work? How do you erase? CH. I want letters. That's unfortunate. Tweof, I guess is what we're gonna go with. All right, but yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna be the tractor for us. It's got the front loader attachment. We're definitely gonna need that at some point. It is $69,500. We'll go ahead and buy that. Probably won't be buying another tractor until I'm very comfortable. But let's go ahead and check out this mower we bought. Make sure it's a front mower. I'm fairly sure it is. It's looking like it might be. I don't know how to really tell, other than driving up to it and trying to use it. I would assume, so we're gonna lower it. That's weird looking. We're going to unfold it. Folding is not allowed. What? Lift. Unfold. Lower. Alright, so I'm going to assume, probably not be happy after this, but I'm going to assume that that is a front mower. Hopefully. And I'm going to go ahead and get this rear mower here. So buy that. Oh, I couldn't have planned that better, could I? Alright, so we got two mowers. Let us... We're also going to need a baler. We're going to need a windrower. We're going to need a tedder. So... the prices between these two are minuscule. And the size difference, this one's, I mean, 60 horsepower, 8.9 for an extra $1,000. I'm thinking yes on this. I'm thinking no on that. We're gonna buy that. So that was a what? That's a tedder. We're gonna need a windrower of some sort. Might just keep it in the family and keep doing this Samas, because Krone is just too expensive. What's this? Alright, we're gonna go with this windrower. I'm only buying these pieces of equipment that I know I'm going to be for sure always using. Thinking about buying a round baler as well. This is a round baler, right? No, this is a round baler. We got some for $69,000. I would prefer to get one that makes the big bales. So between these two, probably. Yep, it's going to be between these two. More than likely, for our first couple harvests, we're going to just... should we go ahead and commit to the buy? I mean, we're going to need it. And we've got money for now. Let's just go ahead and commit to the buy there. And then we have a baler. And I would like to probably go ahead and buy a trailer. And I'm thinking this trailer right here that'll automatically pick up our stuff so we can transport it. That'll leave us with less than 100 grand to our name. But with that being said, we will have a pretty decent moneymaker, I would say. I don't know if moneymaker is the word. It would be a good start to making money, and it's something we're for sure going to need because, like I said, the main goal of this is to make cows, take care of cows, have a successful cattle farm going. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and buy it. With that, all that's left is 98,000. I do want to get some greenhouses going. And with that thinking, we are going to need a way of getting water. Is there any water near ours? Or we might can refill a water station. I think I've got one that we can do that with. So with that, we need something to put said water in to refill our greenhouses. So what I want to do is buy a trailer that is used for that. And I don't know where those are. I am looking for it. Barrels, maybe? Yeah, here we go. So I don't want a terribly small one, but I don't want a terribly big one. That's terribly expensive in my opinion. So 3 times the price for 3 times the money. Storage. Might go ahead and buy this. And then we'll have enough to maybe put 2 greenhouses down to start off with. So that's what we're gonna do. I think we got enough junk for now. I need to do G to take care of my front mower. And then I need to pick it up. Alright, so if I'm not mistaken, we bought land over there. So we need to just go around this bend. It'll take me a while to get used to where we need to go as far as where our house is and stuff. Oh, something else I've already forgotten. We're going to need somewhere to go to progress time. So we may be looking at actually not starting greenhouses just yet because we need to buy our house. And I know pretty much there's only one option that we can afford, and it's going to be the very first trailer. And I want to say it's 55 grand, but I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully there's a way to get into these properties. Our properties are coming up on the left here shortly. It's looking like right here. So we got this decent sized grass field. Have we got any free land on this? I don't believe we do. Which means we probably should have bought something. Oh, another thing, you can't drive through those. you can't park there. What are we going to do? We've got grass. I hope that's grass that we can go ahead and cut. Ready to harvest. Yay. We're going to need fertilizer spreaders and lime spreaders. That is something else we're going to need. I would like to eventually be able to buy 93, and that's going to be where we grow different crops during the year to like make our money. I know cotton comes to mind. That one's a pretty good one. And but I want to say it's a slow process as well. Can we lower you more? Can I hit the turn on button? Alright, so the greatest thing about this game is there is already GPS on all your tractors. It's fantastic. I want to go ahead and probably just do what it's recommending with the 2 headlines. And then you just hit the H and you turn on cruise control and forget about it. So, like I said, just a little bit of a recap. I eventually want to get into cows. I will eventually be able to take care of said cows with field 94 and 95 as far as hay requirements, and I want to say grass requirements, which I'm pretty sure they take grass. But I don't know. There we go. I like to try to think about what we might need as far as a cash crop. I just don't know yet. Turn. As we play more, I'll get better at this driving thing. This is a little weird for me. I'm not real sure what's going on with that. I'm gonna go back and get all the spots I missed with the front mower once I don't have the side mower hanging. I'm not a huge fan of these tree lines right here. I'm hoping maybe one day we can change those. Come on now. All right. Like I said, so far the instant GPS and everything is phenomenal. I enjoy it, and I really do enjoy cutting grass in this game. I've done a little bit of a kind of sort of playthrough, but all I did was cut grass for hours and hours at the time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I figure let's jump in and do that along with something I've never done before, which is cattle farm. I've played a little bit of farming 22 or 23, so I know a little bit about silage because that's about all I did in that game. So we're going to be looking to broaden our knowledge of farming and try to take care of something we've never done before, which is cow farming. I'm hoping it's not going to be too slow of a start, but I'm thinking if we absolutely had to, we could do loans. I'd rather try really hard not to, just to make it a little bit more challenging for us. But if it comes down to it where the series is just going way too slow progression wise, I'm not going to be absolutely opposed to it. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. There we go. You figured it out. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut this field, and I will probably cut that field, and then we will jump into driving back to the store so that I can pick up the windrower and tedder, and then I'll show you guys the starting processes of those. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we got both fields cut. Looks like we got some deer in our field. That's different. We're gonna run over here to the store and grab our tedder and our windrower. That took a lot of practice. I was not very good at cutting grass on this game. The GPS is a little weird. It kept wanting to only do one row when it was, I think it was having something to do with having the front mower attached, and it didn't really recognize the back mower as a attachment or something like that. It was weird, so maybe we can get that figured out eventually and have that process a little smoother, just for my sake. But I basically cut both those fields by hand. I didn't use the GPS, other than the headlands. The headlands work just fine. But I'm trying to think of what all else we're going to need. Seeing as we don't really have any land whatsoever, we might just be selling grass. We're going to need another piece of land. That's the problem. We should only bought one of those fields. Which what I might do, even though it's a little cheesy, is get all the stuff off one of these fields and sell it back. And then I'll buy 154 so that we have somewhere to put our stuff. So I'm pretty sure I could pick this up with my front. I can't use it this way, but at least I only have to make one trip. And then when we get back, we'll go ahead and windrow. And we will ted first, because that's what dries it out and turns it into hay. And then we'll windrow it into rows so it's nice and easy for our baler to pick it up and put it into bales. We're gonna need a fertilizer. I ain't thought of that yet. Or maybe I did, but it just popped in my brain again. We're definitely gonna need a fertilizer. We're going to need a lime spreader, and I don't know if I'm gonna worry with rolling. I might turn that option off, but I'm gonna think about it. So 154 is for sale. It's grass too. It's just not a field. We could definitely put our stuff like tractors and a house. We do need to put a house out there. Are any of these connected to the ones we have already? It's not looking like they are. So I'm not a huge fan of these green barriers, grass barriers, whatever barrier you want to call it. I need to put down the front thing. So I have the windrower connected. I don't need the windrower connected. We need the tedder connected. So we're gonna go grab that. What I'll do is sell the field behind us once we get the grass off of it, and keep the one closer to the actual road. Yeah, because 193 doesn't look like it's connected in any way, but it is connected to 92. Am I crazy? Can I jump through this? No. I wonder if we can get rid of it somehow. I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably sell this field we're about to ted up real quick, and then we will buy 154. Let's see, H, steering assist, Show lines. Cruise control deactivation, I guess is fine. Okay. So we're going to lower it, turn it on, start the GPS. As you can see, it's turning to a different color. That lets us know it's turning into hay. Hay and grass differences really aren't much, but every little dollar counts right now for us. I'm hoping once we sell this land and buy that land over there, we'll have enough for at least a house and a greenhouse. I don't think that's going to be the case, but we will see. Just pick it up, Chuck. Trying to push it through everything. Back up, get lined back up. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and TED this out. I'll jump back in once we start doing a little bit of windrowing, but I'm gonna TED both these fields out. And like I said, I'll be back when I start doing a little bit of windrowing. See you in a few minutes. All right, we're back. We got the tedding done, as you can see. The yield does not look good. I don't know if this is even going to be worth doing what we're doing, but maybe we'll get a bale or two, maybe 3 out of this land before we sell it back. Hopefully. I'm thinking I might go ahead and hire a worker to do this while I lease another tractor so that we can speed this process up a little bit because it's taking a while. I thoroughly enjoy tedding and windrowing, but it can be very time consuming. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. We'll go ahead and hit the H button. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna hit OK, and then I think it's H. All right, that worker's heading on away. So you're not blocked by an object. Let's open up the menu. We'll probably just go ahead and rent another one of those John Deeres. Maybe we'll get this one this time. Let's switch it up a little bit. We don't need a front end attachment on it. We're just going to lease it as cheap as possible. So $3,400. Okay. We're going to jump in that and grab the baler so we can start baling. Once we bale, I will grab the baling trailer and pick up those bales so that we can sell that land back so that I can start actually putting my equipment put up for where we're going to be storing it. I've got an idea of what I want to do. I want to do like a little concrete pad. I might even buy a little storage building if we can afford it. More than likely we cannot, but I will be doing that. And we will put a greenhouse, our house, and all of our equipment on a little concrete slab right here in 154. Gotta figure out how to get in there. In fact, you know what it looks like? It looks like it might already be a cow farm. If it's a cow farm already, I'm not sure what we're going to do. Because we still don't have anywhere to store our stuff, which is kind of getting on my nerves, storing it on the edge of the field like we're doing. Alright, so with this baler, we want to go to the biggest size, which is 180. I don't foresee this being a very good yield, but we're going to try it. We need to lower. We need to turn on. And we need to start picking up the clippings. Can we use steering assist with this? Looks like we can. Let's cut this down a little bit. Wasn't quite right. A little bit more, maybe 7.5. Like that. Oh, my bad, worker. Worker's like, hey man, get out my way. My bad. Yeah, the yield is not going to be good. I hope we get a bale out of this field before we sell it back the way it's looking. We'll get one, maybe two. Make sure we get this big clump of grass right here. We missed some back there. Don't think it's gonna matter. But alright, I'm gonna get this baling done. The other person will finish his task before I do. So then he will be moved over to the next field so that he can windrow that field up. While he's windrowing that field up, I'm going to get the trailer and pick up all the bales out of this big old field harvest we got going on here. But until then, I'm gonna go ahead and bale this up, and I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, worker number, whatever worker letter this was, not number, he is done. We're going to fold this windrower so we can get through here. And we're gonna go ahead and assign him to do this worker right here on this field. Hopefully those tools being on the edge don't affect them any. We will see. Start with headland, up and down, skip lines, no. Go ahead, buddy. So turn that on, lower that back down. We've ended up with 4. We got 4 bales out of this. I already had it lowered. Darn. We're gonna figure this driving thing out for too much longer. I hope. Alright, so that's all the field had to offer. We might have missed a spot here and there, but we're never gonna get it all. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this baler right here. I'm gonna go grab the trailer real quick. And when I get back, we'll pick those bales up, figure out where we need to sell them, and then we'll start baling this next field. We'll also sell that other field once we get the bales off of it so we can collect them. And then once we bale up that other field, we're going to figure out what's going on with this up here. It looks like it is already a pasture of some sort. And it also looks like it might have other things to go along with it. We're going to have to figure that out. I'll be back. All right, we're back with the trailer. Our worker keeps messing up on us. Here, we're just going to tell him to do the ups and downs and don't worry about the headlands. There you go. Go do that. I'll fix the other part. All right, we're going to pick up our bales real quick. So B. I would hit that at the exact right time, wouldn't I? Damn, worker. Shit. Pick up our 4 little bales. Alright, we got our 4 bales there. Let's, first of all, let's put that back to travel positioning. Are you getting it figured out, Worker? Let's drop the trailer off. Let's grab our baler just in case for whatever reason it decides that the baler's no longer ours. I had never seen that happen before, but I always think of the worst. I'd hate for that baler not to be ours anymore. Alright, so go ahead and drive up. We are going to sell the field like this. 71 grand. I think that's what we paid for it. So we got 4 free bales off of it and then we sold it back. Not bad. Let's run up here to 154 while the worker figures out what he's doing with himself and figure out what's going on up here with it. I think it's already got some kind of pasture. It looks like horses though, and if I had to guess. I hope it's not horses. I mean, at the same time, if it is horses, we'll buy it and then sell the barn and make a little money that way. And then hopefully some of this, I'm thinking that's going to be 123 though, looking at the map now. All this stuff up here is going to be 123 except for this. Is this cows or pigs? This might be pigs. I don't know. Alright, so we sold that other land. We're going to go ahead and buy 154 for $3,000 more than what we sold the other one for. Oh, it's a sheep barn. Alright, so we're going to sell the sheep barn for 48 grand. Nice. Alright, and that actually does great wonders because that leaves us somewhat of an asphalt barn here. So while that's being said, I am going to go ahead and plop down my house. And the house is in the construction menu, which is this button. And we are looking for farmhouses. Might look real quick for a mod. I just don't want to pay 55 grand for a house. I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're not exactly back where we left off. I left to go look at mods and my smart self forgot to save the game. So I have had to recreate kind of what we had done so far. All nice and quick like, and I was so happy when I found the mod I found because it's something I've actually thought about doing in real life. But I forgot to save, so everything is close to the way it was. It's just not quite there. So what I found to buy for houses is I found this container farmhouse, which is crazy because I have really had thought about buying one of these one day and actually fixing it up and living in one. So I thought about it. Obviously, I mean, I didn't do it, but I guess I can't say obviously because you guys don't know, but I'm thinking maybe we stick it back here with the trees. I think that would be cool. Something like this. And then what we can do is get us a nice little concrete pad. Asphalt, is this all as concrete? There we go. We'll increase that size. Let's see what it did here. That looks pretty good. So we can do a little spray. Don't like that the grass isn't going away, but it's okay. Get a little bit more of a pad for our stuff. And this will be our base of operations for a little while. Let's hop over there real quick and see if that grass is really there. Might not be. Okay, it's not. The pad, I guess you could say, is probably not quite big enough. Maybe it's close, but it ain't terrible. So what I'm going to do is probably eventually I'll put the pasture starting here, and then it can kind of go around the house, and then this will still be the cow pasture, and then I'll just leave a little bit of a driveway over here. In fact, let's make the driveway really quick. So with that, we can do is there like gravel, animal mud, asphalt, concrete, dirt. There's got to be gravel. I was gonna say there's got to be gravel. So what I'm thinking about kind of doing, maybe we'll do a decent size. Kind of start here, and then, ooh, don't do that. And then we'll just kind of go down this line here, all the way to here. It's not pretty, but it'll do. Maybe we can go back and fix that a little bit. There is grass, I think. And then go back to the gravel. Make that a little more square. And then the grace. I want to say this grows back. I could be wrong. I might need to do the. Thought there was plants. Yeah, I might have to do this instead. But we're gonna let that give a chance to grow back first. There's our nice driveway. All our stuff is back here because I forgot to save like a dum-dum. But I think we're pretty much caught up. The only thing that hasn't been done is this hasn't been cut and this hasn't been put into bales. I think I'm gonna just let that be and not do it again in this episode. But so far, this is gonna be what we're working with. We got a nice little house. Do I have said house backwards? How do I sleep? Oh, you actually got to go in this house. No? I thought you had to go in this house. Okay, so you got to come in here. I don't even have a bed in here. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, this is where I'll sleep. In that chair, apparently. But I've got to fix all my settings again. I'm going to move everything and get everything put over here. And at the start of next episode, what we can do is we have $116,000 left. We can decide. I guess what we can do is take care of this grass. And then we can fertilize it and lime it. I believe. We can also look at some of these. We got these 2 mowing contracts. We might take care of those mowing contracts for some money. And we can probably just do that. We'll do those contracts probably. We'll get. I'm going to get everything moved over here and organized kind of how I want it. And then we will be starting the next episode right around here. I'll see you guys in the next episode. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my content. If you're enjoying my content, make sure to leave me a like and a sub. It really helps the channel out, and it lets me know you're enjoying my content. And the most important thing of all, if you can think of a way that I can improve to better entertain you guys or make my farming experience easier, because I am by no means a professional at this, please leave me a comment letting me know what I can do to make this journey a little easier and more entertaining for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.